Hey everyone, welcome to the Playback Podcast presented by Car, your weekly podcast featuring America's favorite dancers, hosted by America's favorite road warriors. We are your hosts, Jocelyn, Kristyn, and Julie, and we just wrapped up our last weekend of Car and Rainbow Regionals.
We did.
Deep breath. Of relief, of...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bittersweet. I feel like it doesn't feel like we actually just did that. It feels surreal.
No, 1,000%. Like, we hit our last segment of competition on Sunday, and it was bananas. It was about to be the last performance of our regional season on Sunday in Redondo Beach, and Kristyn Ann played Last Dance, and all of us at the table, me, my MC, my tallier, all three judges, photo, we were like, Last Dance. Last Dance, like partying. I wish someone videotaped it. Everyone in the audience was going nuts.
Yeah,
like,
because they're excited too.
Like,
all
this
these
is the
parents
last
are like,
one.
We're done.
We're done with these. I mean, they're not. They're coming to nationals.
Right, but
like, we're done with our weekends being taken up by events.
yeah.
But I leave next Saturday for Panama City finals.
Yeah, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
It doesn't.
All right, let's get into it.
Okay, so I was in Redondo Beach. Talent out of this world. It's the last regional, so I feel like I had this realization, like this aha moment during the weekend. I was like, oh, this is...
Well, if you guys hear any loud bangs, they're prepping for finals over in the warehouse next door. Getting all your guys' trophies, awards, plaques, banners. The checks came in. Did you see the big checks?
I saw the big checks. It's really happening. Okay, I was in Redondo Beach. It hit me about halfway through the weekend that we were on the last show of the season. So it made sense why all the dancers were so clean. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, everyone's been pretty clean all season, but this was the last one. So you could tell that they have really perfected up until this moment to, like, prep for nationals. Yeah, it was bananas. I'm going to start out immediately right off the bat with Tristan Jones. I couldn't pick one.
Love.
Sorry. I just couldn't. Because he came out with his first performance. It was 367 Heaven, and he got a 295 right off the bat.
Wow.
Killed it. It was literally like I was like holding like my chest because I felt like I couldn't breathe because he was breathing for me, if that makes sense. Like the way that he was moving across the stage. And then he came out with 374 Maria, and he got a 293.
Wow.
And then he came out with 379 in Experience and got a 296.5.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I was trying to listen to Jody, our head judge, as she was critiquing because she really loves every single performance that hits our stage. And she was literally like, oh, yes. And like, I was like feeling it too. I was like, that I feel the same way. Mm-hmm. Like, how do you get better than you are today as a dancer?
His evolution has been so great. Like, especially these last 2 years, I feel like he has just stepped it up. I'm so proud of him. And like, he's like pushing himself, and he's going to like all of these outside dance opportunities. Like, I've seen him traveling for more dance stuff now. You know what I mean? Like, he's just really, I can tell. I feel like sometimes around that like 9 to 11 age is when they're like getting serious, you know what I mean? And I feel like he like turned 11, 12, however. I know he's still young. How old is he?
Still young.
He's in that 9 to 11
Yeah,
age
so I feel like
division.
he turned like 9, 10, and he was like, this is what I'm doing. And just has been incredible to watch.
He's so good. He like came out, it was like the next segment, the day, Sunday. He had already done his solos Saturday night. It was Sunday, and it was after awards. They were going into their groups. He comes out on stage just to like, as we're wrapping things up, and he does like 6 leg hold turns into a jump, and I was just like, hang on.
Casual.
Like, this isn't the performance time yet, but like, how did you do that?
Yeah.
Like, just testing out the Marley, I guess. But I was like,
Just messing around.
why'd you make that? Like, when I mess around, I hit like something way different than that. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
And he said, hang on, leg up here.
Let me just try this
Bloop,
out.
bloop, bloop,
real
bloop.
quick.
Wild.
Casual.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. Great job, Tristan. Killed it. If we could have given you 3 glass awards, we would have, but you beat yourself twice.
Wow.
That's crazy. 3 times, essentially.
Crazy.
Great job.
Wow.
Okay, so I popped into 2 different shows, but I'm going to talk about Rainbow Upland. I literally walked in, I think, at the perfect moment. I'm not even kidding. Like, I showed up to the show. We had just gotten in, like, I timed it so I was coming right after that first awards, and I was hoping to view, like, all of those Stars of Tomorrow and all of those groups. And I literally sit down, and this dance walks on stage. So, like, I think I was meant to see it. And it got first overall. So, this is from Move Dance Academy, Act 158, Wait a Minute. This is like the Pussycat Dolls song, like, Wait a Minute.
Yeah.
You guys, from the second they walked out on stage, I was like, oh, we're getting sassy. Like, the high ponytail, I was ready for it.
Love a
they
high
were
pony.
all, like, strutting, walking on. I was like, okay, I'm ready. First of all, like, this was Stars of Tomorrow 6 to 8. Okay. So, like, mind you, this is Stars of Tomorrow 6 to 8. I was so impressed with this group of girls, you guys. I am so excited to see how good they get because their legs work. Like, there's probably 3 different photos of, like, great leg shots. Shout out to the 2 girls. There was these 2 girls that did, like, a little back-to-back solo moments. Like, the one girl starts in the back and she's, like, living her best life, comes up to the front, and then this other girl who, mind you, is a literal star.
Okay.
I could just tell, like, she starts off in the center, and then throughout the whole dance, I just could not stop watching her. She was so great. They killed it. And then they had another girl in the center do a leg hold turn. And I was like, okay, for Stars of Tomorrow, like, you guys are really, like, pushing your dancers at such a young age. And you could just tell, like, the training is there and they're just going to get better and better and better and better. So I was just so impressed with them. I kept looking down like, wait, this is Stars of Tomorrow? Like, but in a good way. Like, because it was still, you know, they're Stars of Tomorrow. There's still going to be little things here and there, but it was super clean, super confident. I loved it. I was so glad I got there just in time for it.
They were waiting for you.
Yeah. And they won first overall. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was perfect timing. I don't know.
Work. All right. I have some picks from Car Riverside. There were 2 this weekend, so I'm going to start off a Car Riverside 1. This is Act 335, El Tango de Roxanne from Project 21.
Love.
This was Grayson French. I love seeing her. I feel like she always comes and does her solo on the car stage, kind of close to the end of the season, maybe to prep for nationals. And it's so great to always see her. I remember one of my very first, like, car shows. She did her solo and she was baby and she did LOVE or something. Yeah, or one of those. Yeah, like a cute solo like that. And I remember her being so baby, and I was like, oh, this girl's so good. And now she's like,
look at her
older
now,
and she's doing these like mature like attitude solos. And yeah, it's so cool. This was so like, I don't know, it was very edgy. Like, I feel like she's such a great mix of everything. Like, she has the feet, she has the legs, she has the lines, but then she has so much movement quality in her torso, like, and so much command of where she's going in space and how far she can go away from her body. Like, yeah, she's just so stunning to watch. In the beginning, she's like, the song starts out so slow and like tame, and she's just like, like taking her time on the floor, and then all of a sudden leg. And you're like, oh, yeah. She just, like, commands the space, you know? I feel like if you were in the audience, even if you're in the back corner, like, you know, sit and wait on your phone waiting for your kid to go, like, you'd be like, wait, who is this girl? You know? Like, she would just, like, catch your attention. Yeah, she's so great to watch. Love that.
And she got a Glass Award, too, correct?
Yeah. I think
Dang.
so.
Killing it.
Love
Killing
it.
the game.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one I want to talk
Wait.
about.
Oh, I already went. Sorry. I was so excited because I was going to take a play on what you said. Never mind.
Oh, I'm
so sorry. I got too excited.
Too excited to talk about all these routines. Sorry, guys. The next one I want to talk about. Shoot, I have a ton. I'm sorry. Act 423, One of My Kind. It was a tap performance from Gotta Dance Academy. They walked out on stage and I love their costume. Have you guys seen this one yet?
I haven't seen any groups from Gotta Dance this whole season.
You're going to see them this weekend because they're
know.
going to
I
Battlegrounds.
know.
So hold on tight.
I've been waiting.
Because it's great. Their costumes, they had purple hats, purple crushed velvet pants, purple crushed velvet bra top with a jacket that was gloves.
Ooh,
so like
cool.
a glove jacket.
Whoa.
And it's like that older song. I don't know how to sing it.
Sing
I'm
it.
not gonna
What is
sing
it
it.
called? Maybe
need
I'll sing
reference.
It's called One of My Kind. It's an
One of
older
my
song.
kind.
Yeah. And it's like the bam, bam, bam.
Yeah. She's lost. I'm there with you though. I'm there with you.
I'll
It's-
look it up after.
You'll see it
You'll
this
know it. You'll
weekend
know
for
it.
sure. loved the costume. So I knew I was going to love the dance. Like, it really just brought it all together. It made sense. The hats were low, pinned into their heads so that it was like that perfect, like you could see their eyes. And you're just like, yes, give me more of that. And I just like, I would not be able to wear that costume, but I want to. I want to put the crushed velvet purple on my body.
I've seen so many costumes with that glove feature.
Yes. And I feel like we see velvet on stage, but we don't see crushed velvet on stage. Like, it's different. Mm-hmm. It takes me back to like when I was like 6 years old. My mom bought me this like crushed velvet royal blue outfit to wear to dance class, and it was like a skirt. It weighed so much because it was that like heavy velvet material. Yeah. Woo-hoo! Yeah, anyways, their top performance, wonderful. Great job. Loved your costume. Can I borrow one after nationals? That's all I'm asking. I don't know where I'll wear it.
Anywhere. Here.
Right here. I'll wear it right here on the podcast.
I love it. Okay. The next one I wanted to talk about was also from Rainbow Upland. This one, first overall Elite Stars 15 to 19 from Mather Dance Company, Act 371, Change. This dancer's name is Emerson McDougall. Not sure how to pronounce it. This is what I was going to say. Absolutely stunning. What I loved, first of all, okay. I was excited to talk about this one because I stumbled upon this one.
Okay.
I did not get to see this in person, and I was bummed because I didn't get to see Elites when I went.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm just going to scroll through. She won first overall. She walks out. First of all, she doesn't walk out. The song starts. It's a Lana Del Rey song. Already, I'm like setting the mood. Okay, got it. And like the song kind of starts, and it's one of those performances where you're like, wait, are they coming out? Like, it's like a little bit of an intro. And so I feel like you're kind of like waiting, and then she just comes and carries herself all the way across the stage. And the way that she does it is done so beautifully that already I was like hooked.
Yeah.
So she continuously like moves across the stage, and her movement quality is so good, and her hinges are insane. Her control is insane. She does like sneaky little acro tricks throughout it too, and it's done in like such a beautiful way that it's not like, and I'm doing a trick, and I'm going back into my movement, and I'm doing a trick. It flows so flawlessly back into her movement. It's so beautiful. My favorite part was, I feel like she was so perfectly messy on the most perfect points. And there was a moment where she like does this beautiful attitude turn, double attitude turn. She kind of extends out into this beautiful leg, and then she opposite direction falls into this side wall, keeping her leg up, brings herself back up, and then throws herself in the same direction. And it's, rewind. I watched it 4 times because I was like, oh my gosh.
Hang on,
like,
let me see that again.
Yeah, it was so stunning. That combination of everything, the turn to the boom, to the oh my gosh, it was so good. I was in
that's
awe.
like their thing, like
yes,
this stunning technical leg, but then their body is like down on the floor on the other side, and then they like let go and go the other way. Like, it's being so technical that then you can be off your center. Yeah, like
she's so
crazy.
Controlled, and her core is so strong that she's able to like let that arm drop or let that head fall, and then bring herself back up out of that, and then continue to let her body follow that direction. And that's so difficult to do. Like that is extreme talent right there. So yeah, just that moment alone, I was like, oh, okay. Like,
all right. Yeah. This one.
she's, and I think I've heard of her before. Like, that name looked very familiar to me. I swear I've seen her on social media and stuff, but like watching that solo performance, I was like, oh girl, like,
wow.
So good. So anyway, Emerson, awesome job. I'm one of your newest fans.
Work. All right, I have another one from Car Riverside 1. This is Act 508 Icon from Perfect Point. This was so fun. They received the Ultra Group Invitational Award, so hopefully we'll see them at Ultra at some point. But it was so cool, and I feel like this was such an Ultra routine. Like, they definitely picked the right one for this. It was like they had these sunglasses on, and I don't know if you guys have heard this song. I feel like it's newer in like the competition atmosphere, but it's like the icon, and it's very like go. Yeah, like super ultra, super like super cool. But they had really, really, really cool choreography. At one point they were in a line, and all their choreography was like threading through each other.
Okay.
Like, do you remember when you used to be like young and you'd like link hands with your friends and
Yes.
you'd like step over each other?
Yeah.
It was that, but like choreography. So
Right.
like they're standing like foot over foot, and then like their arm will go under each other. Like
Cool.
it was really cool visually. It was such a cool visual and just a really cool style overall. And then like that song is so strong that like then like two of them like broke off at one point and did like a flying disc like center jump, and I was like, oh, and it's like with the accent of the music, like it just like hits. So amazing job. That one was definitely super fun to watch.
Okay. The next one I want to talk about, I feel like Julie, you're gonna love it when you see it this weekend. Act 398 Mansion Party Hip Hop.
Let's go.
First of all, they came out in like all different kinds of variations of black and white costuming, whether they were wearing a bandana on their head, they had it out of their pocket, they were living in their pocket the entire time. That was good. That was pretty good. I was feeling like when I was sitting there watching it, I was like, wow, Julie would love this right now. She would eat it up. So I was like, I have to write this one down. It's the way that everyone in the audience was hyped for this routine, and they weren't even involved with the studio. Like,
which studio was it?
It was Gotta Dance Academy. They were on stage doing their hip hop routine. They were fired up. Obviously, their studio is going to be fired up in the audience, but then every other studio was also fired up for them in the audience. Like, it's a way that they got us involved, if that makes sense. So it like felt very like engaging, and I was like, oh, yes, I see dancers from L'Amour in the back, and they're like, yeah, get it, girls. And I'm like, whoa. But I did see on social media after the event,
I saw the same thing. I was going to bring it up.
they became friends.
Yeah.
So I guess there were some girls from L'Amour Dance and Performing Arts Center made friends with Gotta Dance Academy girls, and I think it was duet trios at the end of the night, and they all had made friends. They all won in like the top 3 or top 5, and they were hugging each other on stage.
Yeah.
There's so many photos of them.
I think it was like a parent or a teacher that I saw that on Instagram. Someone shared,
posted
like,
about
I've
it.
never seen this at competition before. Like, this was such an amazing weekend.
Yes.
I don't know.
So
I think
cute.
Gotta Dance reposted it. I'm not sure
I
who
think
the
so.
original.
And it was so sweet because I think they were all kind of graduating seniors and stuff, like all in high school. So they bonded. And I think some of them are going to the same college and stuff.
Oh my god.
I always say, like, the dance world is pretty small.
Yeah.
It seems so big, but it is small. So
Yeah.
you never know who you're going to run into again. Someone you
Sure.
compete against, you might see at college or at an audition later in life. And so it's cool that they made these connections now, because, like, what if they need a roommate in a few years or something?
Yeah.
Remember that girl you made friends with? Like, dang, go live with her. Like, that's so cool.
Cute.
Yeah.
Love.
I was crying. It's fine.
It's fine.
No one could see me.
Okay. So the other one I'm going to talk about is from Carr Riverside 2. There was 2 different Riversides. We had 4 competitions total this weekend, 2 different Riversides. The first one I'm going to talk about is first overall intermediate small group 12 to 14. This is Act 252, My Girl from Dance Dimensions Performing Arts Center. This was just that classic song. And I feel like whenever I see like a classic song come on stage, it's exciting to me. Because I'm always like, this has been done a million times. What are you going to bring to it? You know what I mean? They did this so well. I feel like they did like a perfect marriage of like that newer jazz style choreography that's very like playful and a lot of like intricate hand movements, but they still made it feel classic. And I feel like I've been seeing that kind of happen a lot this season. And I just love seeing that old classic music have like a new performance quality to it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like what you'd think, like, My Girl. It's very like playful and the moments and the fun little intricate. Oh, I loved it so much. The choreographer did an awesome job with that. Shout out to like their 2 main dancers. Their one boy was beautiful, stunning, like awesome partner work, all of the things. But I also want to give a shout out to the girl with the bangs.
Ooh, with the bangs.
She had the perfect performance quality for this routine. Her facial expressions were just smart choices and felt so natural on the stage. And I feel like it just really, like, my eye kept going to her. And I just feel like she kind of really helped that story play along throughout the entire performance. But yeah, I mean, I just loved it. It was super cute. They won first overall. It was intricate. It was technical. But then it just was like overall one of those performances. You're just standing there like, Like you just love it. And then you're like, oh, it's over. Oh, that was so beautiful. You know what I mean? It's just like you took it all in and they did a beautiful job. So awesome job to Dance Dimensions Performing Arts Center.
Work. All right, I'm going to go back to Car Riverside 1. This was Act 462, Deja Vu from Talent Factory. Wow, this one was so fun right out the gate. It's Beyonce song, so already attitude, slay, bringing everything. And it starts out with those accents before the vocals even start, and they're already like, go, 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 like isolated on those accents, and the choreography was already like giving it to you. It was so good. This one won first overall, and it was like a more hip-hop jazz funk dance. So I feel like when those win first overall, like, you know, like they were on it, like their grooves were on point. Like I feel like it's kind of hard to have like technique in hip-hop with like where your grooves are, where your bounce is, bending your knees enough. Like that technique is hard, and I feel like not a lot of people like, sometimes we like gloss over like hip-hop technique, but it is hard to have technical correct hip-hop, if that makes sense. Especially when you train in other styles, you're used to being like upright and not necessarily having the foundation of hip-hop. So when you can go back and do both, I think it's really impressive for them then to pull out a first overall when they're also doing these like stunning lyricals, you know? So I think it's really cool, and this dance was super good. So congratulations.
I love Talent Factory. They did a hip-hop performance last year at Riverside that I loved. I forget what it was called, but I just remember I was like holding on to my chair like, oh my gosh,
They're slaying
keep going.
in the hip-hop department.
Yeah,
Keep
they have good
going.
energy.
Let's go.
Okay, back to Car Redondo Beach. Dance Lab OC. I haven't seen them all season. They're fantastic.
Love, so good.
Yeah.
So they had this dance that I saw Act 422 Dance With Me. Not even going to try and sing the song. But they were wearing briefs and like a suit jacket, but it was like a cropped suit jacket with like the cropped button up underneath.
So cute.
All of their routines were so good the entire weekend. Solos, duet trios, group performances. But this one was my favorite because I feel like the stylized movement that they were doing is cool. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's not quite jazz. It's not quite jazz funk. It's just cool. Like,
new style. Cool.
yeah, like new category of dance. Cool. Like they were hitting the lines and then they were hitting a pocket. And I was like, how'd you do that?
Like just big fusion.
Yes. Like they were fusioning it all together.
That's tight.
Jazz, contemporary, hip hop, jazz funk. Like it was all together and it was so cool. And I feel like all the girls that are in this routine are friends. They have to be, because the way that they meshed well with each other throughout the entire dance, I was just like, dang. And it's like the end of the season. Like I feel like if I was a judge at this point in the season, all these dances are so clean and they're so precise and they've been working on them all season long. I wouldn't even know what to say. And that's why I'm not a judge. Because I'd just be sitting there like, that was incredible. Great job. Wow. Those rehearsals really paid off because wow. Like they would fire me for sure. It was so good. Congrats, Dance Lab OC.
All right, this is my last pick from Car Riverside 1. This was Act 451, Never Tear Us Apart from DSAPA.
Okay.
Right away, as soon as I think the reason I clicked on this, costumes were absolutely stunning. Wow. I've seen this style. I feel like this style is really popular this year. It's like the dress. It almost looks like corsety, and it has like the lines on top and like a little bit of mesh in the middle. And then it has like the half, like, is it A-line? I don't know what it's considered, but it's like the sideways skirt.
Yeah.
Where like it's short on one side and you can see the brief, and then it like goes longer on the other side. And I've seen this costume a lot. I feel like it's really popular this season, or this style of costume. But theirs was gorgeous. It was red, like a deep red, and rhinestone. It was just stunning.
I love a rhinestone.
Yeah, it was so beautiful. And in that color of red with that like style of costume, it just beautiful. It was just, great pick. And then they just all have such stunning technique. Like, I feel like we've talked about this before. Like, some groups will have, like, the Turner. And you're like, that's the Turner. And you're like, that's so great. Love that for you. But this group is, like, everyone can pop out and have their own moment of a leg or a turn or a jump.
Whoa.
And you just know everyone in that group is equally technically sound. Nice. Because everyone can have their own technical, like, solo moment. It's not on one person to do the leg or to do the turn, you know? It's like everyone at one point, there's this moment where like they're kind of split down the middle and there's one girl turning in the middle and the music like cuts out and like goes like kind of silent and she's just like turning. And then she like freezes it and then just like steps out of it and goes into something else. And I was like,
casual.
So casual. Like she was acting like she was just standing there. Like that's how like it just seems so normal for her. Like she was like, I do this, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, but it was so good. And then this choreography also had my favorite personally, a good like group dance break on the chorus where we're all just on the same page and we're just going and we're not breaking out too much. It's the chorus and we're all in it together. Yeah. I love that. That just like that gets me, you know, gets me. Like,
when it's like building, and everyone explodes, and it's just like,
you're like, wow.
100%.
Yeah.
It does get you.
It
like,
gets,
it does. Now that I'm like,
like you can picture a dance in your head right now. That
I know which one I'm.
Yep.
Do you know what I'm thinking of right now?
No, I don't know which one, but I know that we're
Zach Fox out of the woods when they're all rushing forward, and it's just like that huge dance. That dance goes rent free in my. That dance lives rent free in my brain. I'm not kidding.
That's fair.
But yeah, amazing job to everyone at Car Riverside 1. I love these routines. I feel like, like you said, everyone's so clean. Everyone's so good at this point in the season. I can't wait. I know some of these people are coming back for Battlegrounds and then Nationals and everything. So it's going to be so fun to see everyone.
Okay, the last one I want to talk about is Act 269, Summertime. Dancer's name is Taylor Grove. I said croissant feet for real.
Yes.
Like ever since you said it the one time, croissant feet is all I think about.
I need to trademark that.
No, honestly, it's because it literally is the opposite of a biscuit.
It is
literally
croissant.
the opposite.
I like it. She full had those croissant feet like going on the whole time. She had this wink moment at the judges that always reels me in. Like interact with us, like find a way to interact with us. And it was at like summertime.
Yeah.
It's a good song. And she killed it. Character portrayal, everything about it was so good. And technique so perfect. It's the end of the season. Like everyone is so clean. I want to talk about every single performance from my show. But I can't because we'd be here for 3 full days. Right. Because that's how long I was there. You know, like how are we going to even try and cover Battlegrounds?
We might be here for hours.
Get ready.
That might be our lot. No, because then we have finals.
We might have to cut that up a little bit.
I think finals is going to have to be multiple episodes, huh? We're too passionate.
That bridge when we get there.
That's
I'm getting ahead of myself right now.
Far in the future.
But anyways, great job, Taylor. That was wonderful. Great job to all the dancers and performers and studios that were at Car Redondo Beach. It was an incredible weekend, I just have to say.
Yes. All right. Yeah. I have one more from Riverside 2. This was Act 463, Cloud from Adage Dance Center. This one caught my eye because of the visuals. It was so cool. They had like this bleacher type of prop, so it gave like levels. And they started off and like all the girls are laying on their back and their knees are up, except for like the main girl in the middle. And they have them going like opposite sides. So their knees are like rotating like past. It's really cool. And the way they use the bleachers for like levels and they stack all their visuals, they just did a really good job. And it kind of like back to what we always say, like how long did that take to choreograph that in the studio where you're like sitting there because you have to make sure it all visually reads. So I bet there was a bunch of ideas that you're like, no, it's not reading, you know, like, and you have to go back and figure out. And I just love that they would like, they had their moments on there and then they would break off, but they would always keep at least one person on that level on that bleacher, which is a great, I feel like, rather than like using it for your opening and ditching your prop and then coming back at the end, you know, like they always still used it. They had people like coming across it, going off of it. Like they were just constantly, it was very integrated into your dance. It felt like the dance couldn't happen without that prop, which I think is always very important. So yeah, amazing job to Adage.
Yeah.
Love it. It was such a good weekend. I did get to do 2 speeches for Dancers Against Cancer this weekend since there were so many local shows. So I started over at Upland. It went amazing. And then we went over to Riverside. But I wanted to let you guys all know that if you've attended any Kids Artistic Review or Rainbow Dance competition this season and you've participated in that pink bucket donation collection for DAC, we've raised a total of over $90,000 just with doing those pink bucket speeches at Car and Rainbow. So if you've donated, thank you so much. Like, I know it seems like just such the smallest part of the weekend, but it really does have a really big impact on the families that we're able to help. So essentially, if you're wondering what that equivalent is to, typically we give out $5,000 to $10,000 donations. So roughly that's 9 different families that are receiving that support from Dancers Against Cancer, and that's all thanks to you. So appreciate you guys sitting through hours and hours of award ceremonies over the long competition season, but your guys' generosity really did go a long way. So thank you. We are always so, so grateful for your support. Also, you guys see how cute my sweatshirt is?
Yes.
Okay, I've literally seen these on different shows all season long. This is the first time I've gotten my hands on one.
No way.
This is one of our new DAC sweatshirts. It says, remember, this is just a chapter. And then on the sleeve right here, which is what I absolutely love, it says, not the whole story. And it has our little DAC logo on it. So if you guys want to get one of these, you guys make sure you pop into a finals. Even if you're not dancing at a finals, come say hey. Yeah. Come watch. The talent is going to be insane this season. Crazy. If you live locally to any of our national finals across the country, go and watch. Like, even if it's just on showcase day or something. Right. You know what I mean? Because wow. It's going to be good.
Shoot, I'm coming for Anaheim showcase for sure.
I know.
I'm not on that one, but I'm going to be at showcase for sure. I'm going to pop between the two
So
rooms.
Where will you be for finals?
I will be at Car Panama City and Car Daytona Beach.
I love it. I'm kind of booping around. I'm going to be Pigeon Forge for a time, then Daytona for a time, then Vegas for a time, and then Anaheim for a time.
Wow.
It's going to be a time.
It's going to be a time. What time of day it will be, I will never know.
Yeah, like literally.
It's going to be a
The concept of time doesn't exist at national finals.
Yeah.
If you didn't catch it in the beginning, I literally leave next Saturday and we load in next Sunday for Car Panama.
Yeah. It's here. It's here.
Wow.
We do have our Ultra Battlegrounds this weekend, you guys. Wow. Like this, I've been waiting all season for this.
Yeah.
If you're going to be there, can you please let us know? Can you please like comment on one of our posts or something? Like, we want to watch you guys, and I'll be there. I'm not actually working the event. I'm going for podcast content. So tell me if you're going to be there. I'm going to be booping around between the 2 stages on Friday and all day on Sunday. So let me know if you see any of us. Like, let us know, because I really want to see everyone.
It's going to be so good.
I'm so excited. I'm nervous.
I'm nervous too. It's just like, it really is like the biggest battle of the season, I think, especially since like a lot of these performances we have seen maybe competing at other brands across the season. So we know what to expect to a certain degree. And it's like
sweating.
And it's like everyone is so good. Like it literally can come down to just like not nailing that one tiny little thing. Like it's so, the competition is going to be so fierce. I'm so excited.
I can't wait.
Oh, man. Well, as always, thank you guys for watching. We literally made it to our last regional weekend of the 2024 season. So thank you for continuing to watch Playback Podcast. We love doing this each week for you, and we are going to continue to do it. We're going to cover that Ultra Battlegrounds next week, and then we will do a little break before we hop into those finals recaps. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you on the road. Bye.